This conference will now be recorded.
In this video, we are going to see what are the prerequirements for testing Windows Autopilot Intune function. In my previous video, we have quickly see the configuration and set it up. Even we try to install a virtual machine we using this function, Windows Autopilot Intune function. However, in this section, as requested by other viewers, I'm going to explain and going to show you guys every steps detail, step by step as a screen recording video. Maybe my explanation is not clear enough. I apologize for this. I'm sorry for this. I hope I will be improved in my future video. However, my screen recording it can be provide enough information for you guys. So first, for the Intune Autopilot function, the most important thing is to subscription. You have to choose an exact subscription in order to test and try this Intune Autopilot deployment. So to see which licensing you can subscribe or which license you can buy as a trial license, you have to enter admin.microsoft.com and then admin portal or Office 365 admin portal. You can choose this admin portal to see what are the licensing, what are the options you can purchase as a trial or you can buy a licensing. So in order to see, when you log into the admin microsoft.com, and then you have to choose purchase services under the billing. Here you will see all the license options available for use the Intune Autopilot deployment functions for SRAD related licensing. So E3, you have Microsoft 365 E3, E5, and E5 without audio conference. These are the options you have. In my case, you can also see what are the options for Azure AD licensing. You will see Azure Active Directory Premium P2 license, and then Azure Active Directory Premium P1 license, and etc. In my case, I'm going to use the license which I have. If you select the product and services, same under the billing, you see as an Active Directory Premium P1 trial license I have. This is valid for 1 month. In the meantime, I also have Microsoft 365 E5 trial license. This is also valid for 1 month. Early on, I had this license, P2 license, but it's expired. The trial version is expired, and then I tried to purchase using my credit card, but however, I also disable my subscription. I don't want to spend money on this for the testing and trial testing purposes, right? If you are in the production environment, in that it's okay, but I'm a normal user just for testing purposes and just for recording some videos, so I don't have to spend money on that. So you can even if your P2 license is expired, you can still select P1 trial license. So and still you get for another 1 month for P1 trial. So you don't need to spend money on that. And then it's also the same situation for E3. Early on, if I remember earlier, I have used E3 license. Yes, E3, Microsoft 360 E3. But now that trial version is expired. But now I'm using 365 E5. So here the summary of the licensing for E5 license, you will get 25 license total, and also the premium P1, Active Directory premium P1, 25 licensing you can get. So these two licensing are the important one to test Intune autopiloting. And you can see I already created autopilot user 1, user 2. In order to create a group, the group and users, that will I'm going to explain in another video. I don't go to more detail on this section. So these are the users that I have created. Okay, enough. So first, in order to set up the Intune autopiloting, first you have to log into the portal azure.com, and then go to Azure Active Directory, and then choose devices. Under the device setting, you will see the options to autopiloting. The first one is user may join devices to Azure AD. I have selected one member, not for all. Since this is related to the licensing, Windows licensing, I have created a group and then assign to the user to the specific group, and then select this one member group. Okay, and then I also select local admin to the Azure AD join devices. This is I have read some informative blog spot suggested that you should always create an admin user in order to troubleshoot if any issues there. It's easier to log in as an admin user, and then you can troubleshoot the devices. So I also have created an admin user and assigned to all the system that is which is joined to Azure AD. It's also installed this local admin set admin user account. These are the grayed out. I don't know why it's grayed out these options. Maybe I can read later on. I will explain later on. There is some information. I'm going to select the next option is multi-factor authentication for joint devices. I don't use this function, so I'm going to select no. And maximum number of devices per user, I'm going to select 10. So this is I already pre-configure. These are the first setting configuration you have to do, and then so click save after you configure everything correctly, and then go to mobility and MDM and MAM under the same Microsoft Azure AD settings page, and then you will see Microsoft Intune and Intune Enrollment. The first option I have to select Microsoft Intune, and MDM user scope for some users. This group specific for this group, that which is I already created. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to explain why I create this user and group for specifically for this autopilot method, to use autopilot method. and then MAM user scope, I'm going to select none, and I leave everything before setting, other URL and every settings. So then next thing is company branding. I already configure the company branding. You can choose a text and you can even choose an image file and signing in page text. So this is important to get the user to feel they are really connected to the company, which is they are trying to access their trying to install the Windows platform. So this is also important. You can choose the image file and text as you want. So these are the next settings I also have configured earlier on. And then properties, you can go to properties, and these are the just same like company branding, and then you can choose the directory ID and directory properties, and if you want global privacy contact also can be select, and then some other settings as well. Privacy statement, it's then information. Okay, so these are the settings for the Azure AD part, Microsoft Azure AD part, that which is I already pre-configured. Now there are one settings which is important. You can choose you have to create a group that is which is we can assign autopilot profile and automatic assignment to this specific group. So under the group you can create new group, selecting this, and then I already configure as a okay, autopilot devices. Here you will choose, you can select the user profile, the group profile, in order to install the Windows Autopilot. So let's try a testing group, new group, and then it's going to be a security, and then Autopilot group name going to be a test auto devices, and then description is no need, and you have to select dynamic devices. So and then add dynamic query in order to run that the autopilot function. And you have to choose add expression, and then device. You can also purchase this rule syntax. For example, device. Okay, I can show you guys there. I'm going to cancel this. I already created once to autopilot devices. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Dynamic membership rules. You see, this text going to be pasted as a rules of dynamic membership rules. So it's going to select device physical ID, any operator, contains STDTID. Is that DTID? This must be select in order to specifically activate this autopilot function to the specific group. It's automated, right? I'm going to explain in another video more clearly about this. And now just informative, as an informative. Okay, so next section. And then you have to uh, again you have to log in to the device management microsoft.com and choose device enrollment devices, Windows enrollment, and then choose select enrollment status page. So see, these are the settings you have to choose. It's for default for all users, yes. And these settings are important. Show apps and profile configuration progress, yes. And then block device use until all apps and profile to be selected to the no. These settings are important. Again, go to devices, sorry, Windows, and then Windows enrollment. Now let's go to deployment profile as a next configuration. I already created a autopilot deployment profile. I am going to select this and then properties. Okay, let's have a look at the setting. It's must be user driving as ready join, and then out of box experience have to be default configure. ODB, yes, right, glow ODB selected. Okay, yeah, this is going to be default settings. User account type, maybe you can choose as standard admin, but in my case I'm going to test the device, so I'm going to select administrator. But yes, I remember there is another admin, local admin user is there, so I can select also standard. Review and save. Other settings remain the same. Okay, so these are the settings pre-configuration in order to run the autopilot. Let's try with another. There is another function must be enabled, but I don't find it. The latest version of the Intune admin portal. Okay, so these are the functions, these are the pre-configuration you have to do in order to run the autopiloting. In the next video, we can also see some other Intune specifically for the physical device installation, and I will also going to explain why we have to create the group and then group member and some users and some local admin users in order to run the autopiloting. So let's I'm going to end this video, and let's have a look in another. Let's meet in another video. Thank you.